Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, attendees and participants, and welcome to the September 8th meeting of the City of Tampa Variance Review Board. From my left, the members of the board are
Susan Long,
Brett Feldman.
Dustin Pastor,
Lynn Hertak.
Sam Walker.
also in attendance this evening are Ms. Kamaria Pettis-Mackle, Ms. Roberta Mead-Curry, and Mr. Owen Williamson. There are some procedural rules you need to follow. Due to a COVID-19 pandemic, please adhere to safe social distancing as set within the room, and please maintain wearing facial mask at all times. When your case number and petitioner's name is called, please approach the podium. When you approach the podium, please state your name, address, and if you've been sworn in. The petitioner and/or their agent will have 10 minutes to make a presentation. All other persons or participants wishing to speak will have 3 minutes, and then the petitioner will have an additional 3 minutes for the rebuttal if needed. The time period as stated will be kept by the board. Any information such as pictures or plans that have not been previously submitted as part of your petition and you intend to present at this hearing for consideration in support of your petition must be individually presented and accepted by the board. After acceptance by the board, you must submit the item to staff for it to be entered and made part of the permanent record. The board bases its decision on competent and substantial evidence which is presented and which meets the criteria required by the city's code of ordinances. The variance granted by the board will only be for what is shown on the site plan and will be in compliance with any terms and conditions stated in the approval by the board. All other city codes will need to be met. If the case is approved, your variance will expire 2 years from the date of decision. If the case is continued, it will be continued to either next month's VRB board agenda or the next available position on an upcoming VRB board agenda. If the case is denied, you may wish to have the Variance Review Board's decision reviewed, appealed by City Council. You must file for the petition for review of the board's decision within 10 business days of the written decision. You will not be able to pull any permits until after the 10-day of review appeal period has passed. Your cooperation in ensuring that this meeting is run smoothly is greatly appreciated. I see one more board member has joined. If you'd like to introduce yourself, please.
Excuse me, David Farrell, Farrell Construction.
Thank you.
Excuse me for being late.
And may I move that we move the approval of meeting minutes till the end of the meeting without objection?
This is Brett Feldman. I'll make a motion to move the minutes to the end of the meeting.
Thank you, Mr. Feldman.
I'll second. Lynn Hertak.
Thank you. And could we have a vote starting at the left, please?
David Farrell, aye.
Susan Long. Aye.
Brett Feldman, aye.
Dustin Pastor, aye.
Lynn Hertak, aye.
Sam Walker, aye.
Thank you. We'll move those to the end of the meeting.
Thank you.
At this time, I'd like to ask legal staff to confirm any ex parte communications and conflicts, please.
Good evening. Kamaria Pettis-Mackle from the City Attorney's Office. After reviewing the agenda, can any of the board members please state on the record whether or not they've had any ex parte communications regarding anything that's on the agenda? Hearing none, for the record. Additionally, are there any conflicts of interest regarding any of the items that are listed on the agenda by any of the board members? Seeing none, for the record. Thank you.
Thank you. With this being said, is there any business regarding the agenda that staff would like to address?
Good evening, Roberta Mead-Curry, Planning, Design, and Development Coordination. The only adjustments to the agenda is a continuance for case VRB 2047, and that applicant is here, and he doesn't want to speak for a few moments, so we will call him when he's ready.
Okay.
I also want to make the audience aware that if you are going to present testimony, please step up to the mic, speak clearly, get your testimony on the record so we have a very clear recording. And it's been working very well, so step up to the mic, make sure you're speaking clearly, and if you step over to the podium to make a presentation, please either, again, speak clearly and into the mic and make sure we're getting everything that's heard. Same thing for the VRB members. Make sure that if you hear me touch my ear or see me touch my ear or something, I'm not getting your recording. So again, please pull your mics close to you and make sure that we're hearing you. And again, we will continue with the roll call vote as you guys have been very good at doing. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there any new business you'd like to address?
No.
Oh, thank you. At this time, I'd like to ask a member of staff to please conduct a swear-in.
I will go ahead and do that. Brett is on his way, and Jonathan Scott is also available by phone if we need to hear from him tonight
Okay,
as
great.
well. If you're going to speak or give any kind of testimony, I need you to stand and raise your right hand. Do you swear to and affirm to give the best of your knowledge and ability to tell the truth and the whole truth? Thank you. Okay.
Okay. Then the first case this evening is case VRB 2047, located at 3707 West San Pedro Street.
I move that 2047 be continued till October 13th hearing.
I believe they wanted to speak.
Right.
So please state your name, address, and whether or not you've been sworn.
Good evening, members. My name is Frank Greco. My address is 5440 North River Shore Drive in Tampa, and I represent the owners, Stephen and Bridget Petzold, for 3707 San Pedro.
And you've been sworn in?
I have been sworn in.
Thank you.
We have some new data that we'd like to add to the presentation, and therefore I'd like to have the opportunity to be able to photograph that to create an effective presentation for you. Therefore, we are asking for a continuance for next month for this case.
Okay. Is that all you'd like to say?
That's it.
Okay, great.
Thank you.
Ms. Long, if you'd like to,
I move that VRB number 2047 be continued until October 13th hearing.
Feldman, second.
we have a motion and a second, and could we have a vote, please, starting on the left?
David Farrell, aye.
Susan Long, aye.
Brett Feldman, aye.
Dustin Pastor, aye.
Lynn Hurtak, aye.
Sam Walker, aye.
And the motion carries, and the hearing will be moved till October 13th. Okay, our next and final case, case VRB 2051, located at 3514 West Leona Street. I assume you're present? Yes. Ms. Curry, the staff report, please.
Okay, Roberta Mead Curry, Planning, Design, and Development Coordination. The case number is VRB 20-51. The address is 3514 West Leona Street. The applicant is seeking relief from section 27-284.2.5 to remove a 34-inch grand live oak tree. Applicant is seeking to build a single-family residence. The property is zoned RS 60, and the Hillsborough County Property Appraiser information is included in your packet. The right-of-way has found it inconsistent, but they have made amendments to the plan to include their comments, so their plan will be revised at time of permitting, so they will change that to consistent. Natural Resources has found it consistent. Transportation has found it consistent, and zoning, because it is a tree case and triggers compliance with the tree code, then zoning is no longer applicable. This is the Natural Resources Report, page 1. Page 2. Page 3. This is the site plan presented to Natural Resources as the final determination. Owen Williamson is here if you have questions after our presentation. This is the ordinance which vacates the alley, which was one of the concerns that right-of-way had. So they've adjusted the plan to address the vacating. And that portion of the vacating is concerned is outlined and highlighted here. Additional pages from the vacating ordinance. Property appraiser's record, page 1. Page 2. Variance map. Again, the property in question is outlined in red. The surrounding properties are RS 60. Front of the house. Looking down Leona Street. Opposite direction down Leona Street. This is the corner yard off of Himes and showing you the tree in question. Opposite direction on Himes. Survey. The applicant has prepared an arborist report, and that was submitted as part of the package as well. That's a commodity. And there were 2 plans submitted to show alternate configurations. The applicant has noticed correctly. Again, Owen Williams is here if you have any other further questions of him. And staff has no other questions or information to add to the record.
Thank you. Petitioner, please step forward. Please state your name, address, and whether or not you've been sworn.
Thank you, Board. Fred Henry, Domain Homes, Inc., 5703 South McDill Avenue, Tampa, Florida, 33611, and I've been sworn.
All right, you've got 10 minutes to present.
Thank you, and I've also got the homeowner here with me as well, Mr. DeGale, sitting next to me. I want to take a couple words at the end of it if I could, but I appreciate your time, and thank you, staff. I appreciate your help as well, and they pretty much covered all of it. Can I use the overhead here?
Sure.
Thank you. And with the report, you saw the site plans we had on the exhibit from Roberta, and just again to go over that, we are retaining the tree in the back. Obviously, that tree is going to stay. This is the one in question when we're here about. And again, it's a good-looking tree. The homeowner is just asking us to construct them a new home for him and his wife and his family. We also did a third look just for fun to show, even if you push the house all the way back to a RS60 setback with non-variance, non-exemption reduction, we still are encroaching that tree ring. And it's unfortunate, but we did try a lot of different ways to make that work with what we had on the piece of property with that tree's location. And also, as you'll see on the bottom that Roberta alluded to, was the 10-foot alley per plat vacated. There's the ordinance number that we did to comply with that comment as well. And to add to that also, and I think Owen might even go to that too, is that this tree does go with mitigation, and we have a mitigation value in our report of 25. Owen can speak to that a little bit if he wants to, but we've got mitigation of 25 on there, 25 2-inch trees to go with that tree replacement as well. And I'm available for any questions you might have.
All right, does that conclude your presentation?
That does, I appreciate your time and consideration. If I could, I don't know the right protocol to toss to the homeowner, he wanted to say a couple words.
Let him speak now
Okay,
while you're on your clock.
Thank you, okay, come on up, Mr. DeGale. It's Mr. DeGale, he's the homeowner.
Okay?
You can speak here if you want or here. whatever.
Please state your name, address, and if you've been sworn.
Hi there, Charles DeGale, 3514 West Leona Street, and I have been sworn in.
All right.
So this is my house. I'm like kind of, I feel like I want to tear up a little bit here. But moved in February, will be 5 years. Moved in with my wife and our son. We now have a second son, and the four of us are there. We wanted a little more space, and the house needs a good bit of work. It's 7 years old, and we did a good few things when we first moved in, and 5 years gone by, time to do a little bit more work. We started with the arborist, and so we had David come in, who I understand used to work for the city, and we said, what can we do here? And he said, well, you can't go up. And we said, well, can we go around it? And he said, well, you can't really go around it either. And so we talked about trimming, one side of the tree, and he said that would balance the tree. That wouldn't work out there either. So from that point, we started looking to some builders. We met with a few custom home builders, and as much as I love the plans and things that they had, it was beyond our budget. We met with Domain Homes. They had plans that fit into our budget better, and they were able to get us a home that is up to date, that is sound, that gives us more space than we currently have. So we love the tree. I'm not here to say the thing is sick and dying. I don't care that it drops branches, so that's, you live under an oak tree, and you get more good than bad out of it. But we'd like some more space. We'd like to stay in the neighborhood. Got one son who's just started at Roosevelt kindergarten there, and my wife's on the walk to school committee. So we really want to stay in the neighborhood, and the housing prices in the neighborhood are not really good for us to buy another house that is bigger than the one that we are in and stay in the neighborhood. So this was the best option we had. So that's all I got. Thank you for listening.
All right. That concludes your presentation. We will open it up for others to speak and then ask questions.
It does, thank you for your time and
Chairman.
consideration.
Yes, I would like the applicant to put the site plan back up. It does appear to be different than what we have as the final site plan agreed to.
Okay.
So if we can get that back up on the screen, and if the applicant could explain in more detail the hardships associated with the application. Thank you.
Be happy to, Roberta. Yeah, this was the, it is a color copy, and I know that this is the basic standard configuration, what we're proposing with the house that they're looking for, which is basically front 25-foot, front setback, side yard 7, rears 20, with those requirements. That's what we're looking to build for Mr. DeGale and his family. The other reconfiguring option we had was, this is the third option, was this was basically RS60 setback with non-variance, and that's, putting the house all the way back, trying to just to get room away from the tree. The issue is the side setback. No matter where you place the house, on the side or getting to the rear, that gets too close to that 31 inch that's in the back. And the last option here was a 1, and this was moving the house forward to 18.75 front yard setback with a 6-foot side yard. Again, just trying to get into that corner and get away from it. Still wouldn't make sense for the tree. And so thank you for that. That's why I just wanted to show on that. And obviously, is that different than what you had, Roberta, on what was given to you?
Yeah, if you can be clear on which is the final plan that you are going with.
I will. Thank you.
Thank you.
This is the one we're looking to propose with the 25-foot front setback and the 7-foot side setbacks to comply with the RS60 zoning.
So this is.
Thank you, Roberta.
Okay, is there anybody else that wishes to speak on this case? Seeing none, open it up for board questions. I had one. I think it was clarified, but just to state it very clearly, to the homeowner that owns the home today is building a new home in the same spot and requesting to move the tree.
Yes, sir, they've asked us to build them a new house. That's correct.
All right, thank you.
I have a question. Can you tell us what the size difference is between the current house and the proposed new house? Like how many extra square feet is the new one?
You know, Mr. DeGale, you may even know that better than I would, because I know you chose the property. I can find out the answer for you. What's your current house square footage at?
Current house is 1,100 square feet.
And this new one that you picked out?
Could you restate it for him?
Oh,
Put that on
I'm
the
sorry,
record, please.
come on up here. Sorry.
The current house there is 1,100 square feet, and the new proposed house is 3,300 square feet, two-story house.
And again, board, I'm showing you the Hillsborough County Property Appraisers document for your review.
Okay. Are there any other questions? Seeing none, you have 3 minutes for rebuttal if you want it.
I'm all set, I appreciate it, thank you.
Okay. Well, without objection, then, we will close the public hearing and open it up for a motion or board discussion.
So these trees, they become their own worst enemies. You know, we have a beautiful, healthy spread tree that ends up making the property unbuildable because it's a beautiful, healthy spread tree. So I would move that the variance request for case VRB 20-51 for property located at 3514 West Leona Street be granted as depicted on the site plan presented at the public hearing for removal of a grand tree based upon the petitioner meeting the burden of proof with regard to the 6 factors for determining the tree removal as set forth in section 27-284.2.5 F4 of the City Code for granting tree removal, specifically that the evidence provided in the record showed that the applicant has presented multiple site plans to attempt to work around the existing tree, including working with the setbacks, that the tree simply doesn't permit. Pruning of the tree would end up killing the tree. The tree does not permit any reasonable construction given the size of the tree's canopy and root.
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Farrell.
And one last thing as we second, I'd also like to just, in benefit to the builder and homeowner, I don't know if anyone caught that, but the mitigation, 25 2-inch caliper trees. So think about the forest that he will plant as a result of losing that one tree. So I know it's horrible to lose that tree, but I think the city's making the best effort to try and, you know, certainly replace that canopy after it's gone.
Thank you, Mr. Farrell. Did you have something to add, Mr.
Yeah,
Farrell?
I didn't say Brett Feldman when I made my motion, so
Okay.
let me clarify that.
And could we have a vote, please?
David Farrell, aye.
Aye. Susan Long?
Brett Feldman, aye.
Dustin Pastor, aye.
Lynn Hurtak, aye.
Sam Walker, aye.
The motion carries 6-0. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, board, appreciate your time.
And we still have to cycle back to the minutes. Did we get the minutes?
Yes, I do have the minutes, and I'll pass that out. We do have one other agenda item that we needed to clarify for you. That was for VRB 20-49. It had misnoticed, and so therefore it was moved to the October 13th agenda.
Okay. these quickly. Okay, these match my notes. So I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
I'll second the motion. Brett Feldman.
And a vote, please.
David Farrell, aye.
Susan Long, aye.
Brett Feldman, aye.
Dustin Pastor, aye.
Lynn Hurtak, aye.
Sam Walker, aye.
Thank you very much. And is there any further business, Ms. Curry? Well, then, this meeting is adjourned. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.